an enlightened woman from India. She just resonated with existence and poured from her being. That is why the Meera bhajans are famous even today. The energy behind it can never fade because it is the existential energy. Ordinary love cannot be felt over so many years by so many people. Only pure love can radiate that kind of an energy. And for Meera, her bhajans were her prayer. When you have found real love, there is no other way. Prayer becomes love. And pure love does not know to ask. It only knows to flow with the totality. When you stop asking in your prayer, you have found real love. The ordinary love that you know is simply infatuation. Just hormonal torture, nothing else. Your hormones are just pushing you out of your mind. You need someone outside to satisfy your psychological image. Someone who can give you psychological support. You need a shoulder to support you for 2 minutes. You need someone to take care of your needs. You need someone who will boost you up when you are down. You need someone who will sympathize with you and confirm your worries for you. That is what you call love. True love is beyond forms and names, beyond mind and beyond the body. Only a person who can love the whole world beyond all these can become a sannyasi, can become a Vivekananda. A small story from the life of Vivekananda. One night, Vivekananda woke up at 2 a.m. and awakened his disciples. His disciples were anxious and wanted to know what was happening. Vivekananda said that he was feeling a lot of pain and that in some part of the world there was a natural calamity, and that was what was causing him the pain. The next morning, the papers announced a terrible earthquake in Cuba that consumed many lives. He was so sensitive to a calamity that happened in some corner of the world, thousands of miles away. Do you think normal humans can be this sensitive? Even if our neighbor is sick, it will not have any effect on us. A small story. A man called up his family doctor and said, "Doctor, I think you should visit us and do a checkup on my wife." The doctor asked, "Why, is she unwell?" The man replied, "I think so, doctor. Yesterday she got up at her usual time, had a bath, cooked food, sent the children to school. She cleaned the house because the maid did not turn up. She washed our clothes, brought the children back home, attended to their homework and went to bed. Around midnight, she was complaining that she was tired. Maybe she needs to be checked up." Just imagine, we have become so insensitive today. We are not able to connect to the other person who is living with us 24 hours and 365 days of the year. We need to become a lot more sensitive and alive. When your being becomes love, this will happen automatically. No one needs to tell you anything. You will simply be able to feel them and help them. It will become the most natural thing for you. Of course, there are people who crave for attention and so they pretend to be sick. Nothing needs to be done to them. The sensitivity that I am talking about is the deep connection that you need to develop with existence, by virtue of which you become sensitive to the collective consciousness. What happened in Vivekananda is what you call empathy. Mind you, it is not sympathy. It is empathy. Sympathy is a very superficial word. We are all capable of sympathy. When someone tells you they're suffering, you just confirm they're suffering for them. That is sympathy. If someone tells you that their husband is ill, Then you tell them, "Oh, how awful. You must be very unhappy. Don't worry, everything will become all right." In the name of sympathy, we confirm their suffering to them, and they in turn tell us that we are so caring and love us for it. Isn't it? Actually, they love us because they feel good when we tell them that they are suffering a lot. It is a subtle ego boost to them, nothing else. They feel good that we are acknowledging that they are managing such big worries. And this is what society calls sympathy. What masters feel is never sympathy. It is empathy. Empathy is when you feel another's suffering in your own being. It is when a person does not have to tell you his suffering, but you simply know because the existential energy in you feels it. Masters are one with you because they are one with existence and you are a part of existence. Only you see them as separate, and because they are one with you, they feel your pain in their heart. They don't know any other way, and they have the capacity to accept the suffering that comes with it also. Ordinary love gives birth to children, while real love gives birth to your own real self. You give yourself a new birth, a transformation. Like how the caterpillar becomes a butterfly, man becomes a realized soul. You awaken to the energizing love that lay dormant in you all along. When Vivekananda says, "Arise, awake," does it mean that we are sleeping? Of course. We are sleeping even without knowing that we are sleeping, and we pass judgments while we are asleep. We criticize when we are asleep. We condemn when we are asleep. We think we are awake and we criticize. We think we know everything about everything, including love. We think what we know is real love. A small story. A man had a wealthy old aunt whom he visited regularly. He had one eye on her wealth and would go out of the way to please her. She had 2 cats which she was very fond of. The man knew this and would look after the cats religiously, hoping to win the lady over. His secret wish was that she would make him a part of her will when she wrote it. He would come every day, feed the cats with milk, play with them, spend a lot of time with them, and go back. The old lady was very pleased at the way he looked after the cats. She was very happy when she saw the whole thing. Soon she passed away. She left him the 2 cats. She saw that he was so fond of the 2 cats that she left him the cats and died. You can imagine the disappointment in the man. He must have felt so terrible at having gone through all those months of affected love. He must have felt cheated. He must have burned with anger and disappointment. With ordinary love, there is every possibility that you will feel cheated. People love for wealth, for the favors that they get done, for the words of advice they get when they are in trouble, for other people's forgetful ways which they can exploit, and what not. Love always comes with a reason. Love always comes with some expectation. But people will never accept this for a fact. They don't accept it because they are deluded by their own ordinary love. They think that it is the way love will happen. And they think they are so loving and that I am simply bringing down their love. Honestly, if you sit and think by yourself, you will understand what I am saying is nothing but the truth. Do a sincere inquiry on yourself and see. You will know. Just sit down and try to visualize how you will react if your father or mother